Hi guys, and welcome back to I Speak English. My name's Hayley, and in this lesson we're going to be taking a look at some C1 collocations for talking about work. So these are really going to help you if you're studying for the Cambridge C1 exam. Vocabulary for the Cambridge C1 exam is going to be your biggest point to learn, really. Most of the grammar you should already know at C1 level, but vocabulary is like next level for your exam. You need to know a lot of synonyms, you need to know a lot of collocations, phrasal verbs. This is going to be your biggest hurdle, really, at C1. If you're not studying for the Cambridge C1 exam, stay with me anyway and you can learn some new vocabulary. This is C1 level, technically, and I'll be speaking at kind of C1 level. I'm not going to be slowing down my speech either, so if you're kind of A2, B1, this might be a bit difficult for you, but you can stay and have a listen, learn some new words anyway. Okay. Before we do get around to it, please make sure you're subscribed and that you hit the bell. I upload new lessons every Saturday, so if you do subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get a notification every time I upload a new video. And I also upload shorts every single day as well, so you can learn English for free every day. All right, let's get started. Okay, let's make a start on our collocations for work then. So, first of all, you might be wondering, what's a collocation? I've never heard of this word before. Collocation is basically just like a natural combination of words. So, certain verbs go with certain adverbs. Certain adjectives go with certain nouns. And if you put them together, like with a different adjective or a different noun, it sounds strange, like to a native ear, like it's like there's some kind of clash there and it just it doesn't sound right. So I'm going to show you collocations that are regularly used and do sound correct. For example, let's take a look. We'd say heavy rain. In English we say heavy rain. We don't say strong rain, we say heavy rain. Blonde hair. Okay, we don't say yellow hair, blonde hair. You pay attention to something. You don't give attention to something. Okay, you pay attention. In your language, it might be give attention. In your language, it might be strong rain instead of heavy rain. So these are all the things that just make you sound, a little bit more natural, basically. And they help you to speak and write in a more natural way as well. In the C1 exam, the Cambridge examiners are looking for these collocations, especially in your writing, especially in your speaking. So if you can use some, they definitely help your grade or your mark to go up. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at our first collocation then. So we have do work. Okay. For example, I've got a lot of work to do. Okay, 9 times out of 10, we use do not make. In a lot of languages, you would say make work. In English, we say do. Okay. However, we can say make work. It is possible. For example, a baby makes a lot of work for its parents. Okay, so the difference between make and do is like, I'm the one doing the work, if I use do. A baby makes work for its parents. It's like it causes its parents to do the work, right? So that's the kind of difference between make work and do work. 9 times out of 10, you'll be using do instead of make. So that's our first one, as in create work for others. There you go. Make work means you're creating work or causing other people to work. Okay. All right, next one, to carve a niche for yourself. Okay, I'm going to give you an example sentence here. Let's see if you can kind of figure out what this actually means. I managed to carve a niche for myself as a specialist in dermatology. What do you think that means, carve a niche for yourself? Have a think. What's a niche, first of all? Niche is like a small area, small specialized area, normally. So if you carve a niche for yourself, you make a special position for yourself, or yeah, you make yourself a position in a very small area of work or a very small field of work. Okay, a niche is a small field or a small area. And again, we use this verb carve. We wouldn't say I do a niche for myself. It's not possible. You could maybe say make a niche for yourself, but carve a niche is correct. It's what a native speaker would say. Okay, like you're carving, kind of making this little hole where you belong and where you work. Okay. All right, so you carve a niche for yourself. Next one is heavy workload. Okay, for example, with the deadline approaching, he's got a heavy workload. This is kind of self-explanatory, really. You just have a lot of work to do. So in the exam, again, instead of saying a lot of work, you'd say, oh, I've got a really heavy workload. You know, in my job, I'm really busy and I have a really heavy workload. You could say that in speaking. You could use it in writing as well. Okay, so it's just, collocations like this just give you more variety in your speech and your writing, which is exactly what the examiners are looking for. Your language mark for speaking and writing is based on your accuracy. Okay, so are you correct in what you're saying? It's also based on your range, your variety, so that you're not repeating yourself constantly. Okay, so heavy workload instead of a lot of work. If you do want to learn more collocations like this, in the description I put some flashcards for you of about 100 C1 level collocations. Okay, it's with Quizlet. Quizlet's completely free app. It's really good to use for learning vocabulary. I use it for learning Japanese as well. You can use it in any language. You can kind of translate across languages, or you can just do it in English, completely free. Links in the description. If you click that, it'll just open to the flashcards for you, so you can learn 100 of them there. Apps as well. As I said, Quizlet's an app. If you want to know some more good apps for learning English, I've got a video up here. I'll put the link there. You can click that and take a look at some more apps, free apps, that are really good for learning English too. All right, moving on. I'm going to test you. Okay. So what I want you to do now is write a sentence in the comments using carve a niche for myself. Okay, so try and practice. One thing about vocabulary is it's great to learn it passively, and it's pretty easy to learn passively, but when you go to use it, that's when you get in trouble, because maybe it doesn't come to your mind quick enough, or it's just on the tip of your tongue and you think, oh, I can't remember, what was that collocation instead of a lot of work, or what was it? So the best thing to do is to practice it in writing if you don't have the opportunity to speak. So what I want you to do now is practice. In the comments, write me a sentence with carve a niche for myself, and I'll correct it for you. Okay. So you've got 5 seconds to do that. You can pause the video if you want, and then come back once you've done writing, and we'll continue. All right, off you go. Your time's up. Hopefully you wrote a little sentence there. We'll move on to our next collocation, which is lose your livelihood. Okay, let's take a look at an example. So the company has gone bankrupt and thousands have lost their livelihoods. Okay, what do you think that means, to lose your livelihood? If you were in a company and it went bankrupt, what would happen to you? You would lose your job, right? Your job, your livelihood is your job. Okay, it's a kind of synonym. So lose your job, you lose your livelihood. Again, it just gives you a bit more variety when you're talking. Right. All right, next one. To earn a good living or earn a living. Okay, good is optional here. I was able to earn a good living after I switched to freelance work. Okay, if you earn a living, you very simply earn an amount of money, or you earn a good amount of money. So if you earn a living, it's just how much money you earn from your job. Okay. So instead of using salary, earn a good salary, you could say I earn a good living. Again, it just makes you sound a bit more natural. This is just how kind of native speakers would talk. They would use salary as well, but also good living. All right, next up, to take priority over. Okay, so for example, my work generally takes priority over other aspects of my life. This is kind of self-explanatory again, if you know what priority means. You take priority over something's more important than. So again, instead, if you're, chatting away in your speaking exam and you want to say more important than, you can say it in a kind of higher level way, take priority over. So I'm just giving you synonyms here so that you don't repeat yourself and that your vocabulary is just a bit more, what's the word? Your vocabulary is just a bit more high level. It's not kind of B1 level, take priority over. All right, another test then, again in the comments, have a practice. I want you to write me a sentence with take priority over. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds again, or you can pause the video and write me a quick comment there and I'll correct you when it's done. Off you go. Hopefully you wrote me a little sentence there. I'll come round and correct them once I've seen them. We're going to continue to our next collocation, which is move up the ladder. Okay, so after 10 years at the company, I've managed to move up the ladder. What do you think that means? Move up the ladder. To be promoted. Okay, so again, more variety. Instead of saying be promoted, I moved up the ladder. All right, and there you have it. There are 7 Cambridge C1 collocations for you, new collocations to learn and hopefully to use in your Cambridge C1 exam. If you found this useful, please do give this video a like and make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell as well. Every time you like this video or a video of mine, it just helps it to reach more people so that they can learn some English and hopefully improve their score for their C1 exam as well. So give that a little like there just to help me out, and make sure you're subscribed so that you can get weekly videos from me and daily shorts as well. If you have any questions at all about the Cambridge C1 exam, just let me know. Leave me a little comment and I'll get back to you when I can. All right, that's all from me for today. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.